try to record a video because I want to talk about something that I think is kind of important. You might agree. I want to talk about success. And the first thing I want to say, how you doing? Good job. You always do great. The first thing I want to say is, if I had a motorbike, I'd do it too. But I want to talk about success and my view of success and what I feel based on my opinion and life experiences, what I feel is success. So I will say your definition may be different, and I'm fine with that. Your opinion may be different, and I'm fine with that as well. But success, I think we can agree, is typically defined as being materially wealthy. And that is a form of success. Some people feel that having food, clothing, and shelter is a form of success. And I agree. Some people feel that family is a form of success. And I agree too. Some people feel that brands, whether it's high-end brands or gourmet brands for that reason, for another reason, that is success. To be able to go to an organic supermarket and buy top-of-the-line organic food, that's success. To be able to wear the latest and the greatest of the high-end designer clothes, that's success. All right, now to the meat of what I really want you to know and maybe consider. If you are broke, flat broke, don't feel that that is not success. Don't feel that way. Success is just like self-esteem. Another person can't measure your success by their scale. I have an uncle, he's still alive, and he told me one of the most fascinating things 20 years ago. He said his goal in life was to be a hobo. Not own nothing, not possess anything, just wander. And I thought that was very enlightening, that my uncle wanted to be a hobo. Because hobos aren't really viewed as productive members of society. And I don't know a lot about hobos. I have watched a few FBI files and things of that nature. But I'm sure you got good hobos out there. They just had enough of this big old conundrum of society, and so they die out of society. They get off the grid. But anyway, he wanted to be a hobo. Well, he didn't be a hobo. He didn't become a hobo. He became a person that worked a job, a stable job. He did a lot for my grandparents while they were alive financially. He's helped a lot of people, and that has made him a success in my book. So I have another uncle that's deceased now. This is his second year of being deceased, and he was kind of a recluse, misunderstood at times, stubborn at times. But when he passed, I was reading some of his journal, and he said something like, get to know yourself through solitude. Because a lot of people don't know themselves. All they know is what they've been inundated with through commercialism and other people who have what some view as success, and it has affected how they view success. I was at the post office today, and they had a lady who You know, she let's just say she had a doctor that did some extra work to her. And you know what? Maybe she didn't like the way she looked before that. Maybe she didn't like it. So she feels like she's a success because she finally has her dream body. You know? But the brain is the most powerful motivator because it gives us thoughts, ideas, and it also helps us to process things. You know, it's sort of like you could tell if something foreign enters your lungs. If you're running or cycling and a bug go down your throat, you know it, you cough it out. Instantly, you cough it out. Your body lets you know that's not supposed to be there, and you have to get it out at all costs. But sometimes with ideas and concepts, we don't have that ability, or we don't elect to use that ability to get it out of our mind. And that could be trouble. So, how you doing? So, in viewing success, it's complex, but it's simple with the fundamentals of success and what it is. So for myself, I want to talk about my view of success. And this is not a comprehensive list of what I feel success is, but it's just, I don't have a cue card. I haven't thought about this long enough to memorize stuff with my bad memory. But I want to talk about what I feel success is. And this isn't everything, but this is just some of what I feel success is. And to me, success is being comfortable with who you are. That's the start of success. Because if I'm comfortable with who I am, me being comfortable is going to translate well to others. Being comfortable is going to give me the confidence. Good pace, good pace. Finish strong, baby, finish strong. That is going to help me to be comfortable with myself. And that's going to translate well when I'm dealing with others. Also, I don't let people define my success. And I'll use an example. We've been recording content on YouTube for 1 month. And I kid you not, 10 years ago, I had a really good friend. And he told me, he said, Ramon, you should start a YouTube page. He said, bro, you know how to do too much. Share it with the world. And I didn't do it. And I had a friend recently who I was talking about some concepts with him. And he was like, man, listen, bro, you got to start this page. And I'm like, look, bro, who's going to want to look at me, listen to me, watch me, look at my family, watch my family? Who wants to hear about New Orleans? Nobody. Nobody. Now remember what I'm telling you. I'm the guy telling you of what I feel success is. But you have to be comfortable with yourself. And once you're comfortable with yourself, you are instantaneously successful. Instantaneously. Because you're comfortable with yourself. And you have a successful mentality just in being comfortable with yourself. You know, I'll diverge and mention this to you. Whenever you look at a movie or you look at a TV show, you always identify with one of the characters in that saga. I remember being a little boy watching Saved by the Bell. And you know what? I'm either going to identify with Mr. Belding, with Screech, with AC Slater, or with the hero of the show, Zach. Think about it. Which one did you identify with if you watched that show? So the point I'm making is, don't let people affect who you are, your image, your qualities, your being. Don't let people affect that and make you feel like you are not successful. If you're broke, like I said, and you get up every day and you go to work and and you get up every day and you take care of your mama, you take care of your grandma, you take care of your kids, you are successful. Just because you don't have the designer things, the designer luxury cars, the supercars, that does not mean, and I'm gonna prove it, that does not mean you're not successful. So this is what I want you to ask yourself. The most successful person you know, how did they get the items that make you feel they're successful? How did they get the mega yacht? How did they get the Maybach? How did they get the Burberry, the Prada, the Gucci, the Fendi? How did they get that? They got that from people who are successful. The everyday 9-to-5 people, the blue collar people, the hustlers. That's how they get those things, because you're supporting their movie, you're supporting them as an artist, you're supporting them as a musician, and now they buy all of these things that don't make you successful, and then they throw it in your face and make you feel bad because you're not successful. Now, all of them aren't bad people. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, don't let others define you as successful or not, because that's unfair to yourself. Don't do that, beautiful horses. Don't do that, because that's not right. You have to look in the mirror and you have to put up with yourself. One day, one day I'm gonna show you what I look like on camera. And you know what? It doesn't matter what you think I look like. He's ugly, he's bald, he's fat, he's dark, he's light, he's this, he's that. I've already done it to myself. You know, I've already done it to myself. Because for a big portion of my life, I didn't like my name, I didn't like my middle name, I didn't like my skin color, I didn't like my hair texture, I didn't like how short I was. I'm 5'11", I should be 6 foot. But I didn't like that. Why didn't I like those things? Because of insecurities that I've allowed myself to develop, like my gut. You know? Hey, I work with a guy, and he was real vain. And you know who you are, Todd Rhodes. But he was a good guy inside. He was a good guy. But Uncle Todd used to do this little thing, and I knew what he was doing, but he called me big guy. If you ever heard Steve Urkel talk to Uncle Carl, hey, big guy. And every time Todd would call me big guy, I thought of Steve Urkel, you know? But then he would do the most affectionate little thing. He'd kind of touch me twice on my gut, you know? And, you know, that was successful. And I remember that affectionately, you know? I remember that affectionately. He'd touch me on the gut, you know, you give me 2 little pops, pop, pop, you know, love taps, as we'd say, you know? And Todd he's a lot of things. If you know him, he's a lot of things. But Todd is one of the most driven individuals I ever met in my life. And unfortunately, because of some of the things we go through as humans, with hazing, with bullying, with name calling, being picked on, it makes us hardcore. It makes us hardcore. It makes us rise to the challenge of life and not back down if we let it. You know, and Todd was hardcore, man. He was hardcore. He reminded me of David Goggins, quite frank. I didn't know David Goggins at the time. I didn't know of him, of his journey, of his motivation, of his thoughts, that warrior mentality that he has, that he earned. I didn't know that. But Todd, he was like a little David Goggins, you know? And that is the ultimate compliment, if you're listening, Todd. That's the ultimate compliment for me to call you a version of David Goggins. So, I thought Todd was successful because Todd didn't allow others to define or dictate his success. He never had a smartphone because he was too cheap. He never had the the latest and the greatest because he was too cheap. Now you see what I just did? It wasn't negative. Don't take it that way. Cheap is another word to describe driven. Todd worked too hard in his life to spend his hard-earned money that he earned, honestly, on certain things that he didn't value as a necessity or as essential for his life to continue in the pursuit of him taking care of his family, his friends, his community. So, to me, Todd was successful. And what's interesting about his success, he earned it. He earned his success. So, my view of success is based on experiences that I've been through. And I don't want you to feel like other people can determine if you're successful or not. That has to start with you. Now, if you're wealthy and you're looking at this content and you feel that your wealth is what makes you successful, that is true. Some of that is true. But you earned your wealth. But wealth isn't the only thing that's a barometer of success. Because you have more people on this earth that are not wealthy, that are successful, than wealthy and successful. If anything, it's backwards. Because most of the people who are successful that don't have what others view as success, they're the most generous, they're the most helpful, they're the most kind, they're the most loving, because they can't throw money at it to fix it. But they're successful because of the qualities that they put into fixing it, into doing it, into helping with it. So success ain't name brand. That's not success. It's a form of success, but it's not the success that I desire or want. '94 square body Chevy with no exhaust, sounding good. So I remember, tell you this little story. When I was 16, I was always kind of independent. You know, because when I was growing up, my dad always worked hard, my mom worked hard. They were always there, they provided, they cooked, they did everything. And I wanted to show my parents that they did a good job raising 5 kids. So I bought my own little truck, $600. It was a 1984 Nissan pickup truck. It was white and rust. And what was interesting about the truck was I wasn't walking. I could do 75 in it, you know? I could do 75 in it. I wasn't walking though. I went everywhere I wanted to go. I remember I was on the lakefront one time, and some people, they had something they call in New Orleans Super Sunday, but I was on the lakefront, and they had a few people looking at my truck, you know? But I was rolling. I was cruising. I didn't have a truck note. My insurance was cheap. It was paid for. But I knew who I was. That's the point I want you to know. I knew who I was. Why would I be ashamed of my truck when it's my truck? None of those people on the lakefront were trying to help me to get a newer one. None of them. So why should I let them determine what is success? Or how successful I should be? Another story. After high school, you know, sometimes you'll see people you knew from back in the day. You see them at a store, and all of them won't look like they're doing good financially because they felt that's what success was. I had a beard back then, and one day I saw one of my homeboys and he was like, "Dang, man, what you doing with that big old beard, man? You look old." 20 years later, he wearing a beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, now beards are cool. 20 more years later, you know? So the point I'm trying to make is insecurities are the number one reason a person doesn't see their success. Insecurities. You don't have to be a victim of that. When you get out of bed, if you could get out of bed, when you open up your eyes, if you could open up your eyes, that is success. Because you have opportunity to do what you need to do and what you want to do and what you have to do every day to maintain your success. My dad, my mom, grandmoms, uncles, aunts, grandparents, I know a lot of successful people. Cousins, I know a lot of successful people. They don't measure their success by the stuff that glitter. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. I met a guy yesterday and some of his fans were checking out his license, registration, proof of insurance, paper plates and all that stuff. Clearly this car is expensive, you know? And I think I looked at his Instagram and he said something like, how does such a young guy like himself own such a nice car? And he says he works for it, you know? He works for it. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad it's working for him. But if we had to stand on the same scale of success, I'm not gonna say he's more successful than me because his car, is, you know, expensive. To the guy that's riding a bike, my truck is expensive. It was a 2018 when I bought it in 2020 for $36,000. It was used, but it was new to me. It was new to me. Now they got a lot of people who say, I would never spend $36,000 on a truck. And I don't blame them. I didn't do it because I wanted to do it. I did it because I had to do it. So the point I'm trying to make is, don't look at what other people have, their possessions, and think that that is success. It's not. Because when they leave this world, what happens to their possessions? During Hurricane Katrina, we evacuated to a family property that we have in Mississippi. And I had maybe $300-400 to my name. To my name, to you that don't know, in New Orleans, we say that, you know, man, I got $5 to my name. That means that's all I have, you know. So whether it's in a bank, your pocket, your strong box, your safe, it's all the money you have in the world. So I ain't had much to my name. And we got to a gas station. I pulled that plastic debit card out. Oh no, you can't get gas. We don't have electricity going to the pump. So that $300 I had in the account couldn't do me no good because it's an illusion. If you don't have electricity running it, it's an illusion. If you don't have power, it's an illusion. And success is the same way. People want to have certain things to look a certain way, and they consider that success, and it's not. It's not. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So you don't be the type of person that buys into the illusion. Now, folks love illusions. They had a famous illusionist who made a lot of money. Selling people illusions. You know? Don't buy the illusion. Don't buy that hype. It's an illusion. It's not real. Know who you are. If you're the person that make those little tortillas every day, you make 3,000 tortillas every day, you are a success. You are a success. If you're handling your business, if you're putting one foot in front of the other, if you're struggling, you're still a success. Don't believe the hype. Don't get all wrapped up into that avatar world of illusions and make-believe, because that is not. All right, we coming. That is not success. It's a form of success, but it's not success. It's success into duping people. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. We made it to the halfway point of our ride. So we'll just say this is 10 miles. And we're gonna go 10 miles back. And I appreciate you listening to my commentary. And also I appreciate very much, you supporting the channel. They have a few YouTube channels out there that I really like to watch. I shouldn't say a few, it's more than a few, but they have a lot of channels that I've enjoyed watching. And one day I'm gonna do a review of those channels. I just gotta figure out a way to do it successfully. But there's a few channels that I really have enjoyed watching, and I have to be honest, since starting this YouTube channel 1 month ago, excuse me, working 16 hours a day, I haven't really had a lot of time to watch YouTube. But I'm gonna do this video soon to just let you guys know what channels I really like and what channels, gave me motivation to do it. So what I want to say to that is, part of success is also you doing something about something you want to do. If you were cold and you never put on a jacket to warm you, if you were cold and you never turned the heat on, if you were cold and you never got some hot soup to warm up, hot cup of tea to warm up, you'll never get warm. So part of being successful is doing something. It's being productive. It's being active. It's doing something. Now, you may be a quadriplegic. I hope I said it right, but I probably didn't. You know what I'm talking about, though. You may be paralyzed from the neck down. And you know what? If you're thinking, you're being productive. If you're blinking, you're being productive. I am not dogmatic, and I don't ever want to be dogmatic. So please don't take my views as me being dogmatic, because that was not the intent in talking about success. But you could have a successful mentality and a successful reality if you work towards that. Now, if you want the diamonds and the glitter and the glow, yeah, go for it, if that's what you want. But you're not going to feel successful once you get it, unless you're making somebody feel bad who don't have it, or you stunting and flossing. This just came in my head, but say, for example, you meet a vegan. You really think that vegan is going to care how many pork chops you eat, how many steaks you eat, how many steaks you show on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, type, all that stuff, Twitter, X? You really think a vegan is going to be like, ooh, that looks successful? No, they're not. They're going to be repulsed by that, So that's the point I'm trying to make. For some people that want to throw that stuff down our throat, that don't make you successful. One of the nicest human beings I've heard, I've never met him, even though we're from the same state. I did a little time at the college he went to, LSU, Shaquille O'Neal. Like, he's one human I want to be. I seen him one time in life. I was in the nosebleeds at the Smoothie King Center when the New Orleans, Hornets played the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't remember what year that was, but it was quite a few ago. And I was up there in the nosebleeds and I saw Shaq. And I saw Kobe. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool, But anyway, one day I want to meet Shaq. And I want to tell Shaq, look, bro, your money ain't good with me. I got you. He always doing nice stuff for people, He's always being a philanthropist, having fun, He just seems like a nice guy to hang out with, But he's very successful by certain standards. And from what it appears like, he hasn't let the things that he's acquired go to his head and make him somebody that you would want to hang out with. You know, now what kind of husband he was, I don't know. I ain't married to him. What kind of dad he was, I don't know. You know, he's not my dad. But just as a human being who I've seen on TV for quite a number of years, he just seems like a cool dude, you know? And I consider Shaq a success. You know, now you know people that know people who know people that are that level of celebrity, and they say, man, they horrible people. You know how they talk to people? You know the kind of stuff they do? And you know what? You know, we all have ego in us, but is it predominantly who we are? Because if it is, that's not success. That's not success. That's not success. But anyway, I think you got the point that I was trying to say. Your success starts with you. Your success starts with you. So you are successful. Now it's just up to you to be successful. And how do you do that? By being true to yourself, true to your neighbors, and true to humanity. Now, I want to talk just a little bit about the YouTube page. And I feel that it is a success. And the reason I feel the YouTube page is a success is because after 1 month of filming, man, we have, 306 pieces of content? That's good. I also want to say, and I don't know if many of you are even going to hear this, because you may have or may have not got to this part of the video. And I'm kind of doing this on purpose, because if you know, you know. But I don't know if you realize it, but you won't be able to name one video out of those 306 videos where I have ever asked any of you to like, comment, subscribe, or notify. I'm sorry, did I just lie? I've never asked any of you to like, subscribe, notify, share, or anything like that. I asked you to comment. And the reason I asked you to comment is because if you're just passing through and watching the content, you can comment on it like some do. If you're subscribed, you can comment like some do. But I feel like this. I feel like I believe in you enough to know that you're going to do what you want to do. And because you're going to do what you want to do, if you want to subscribe, you're going to do it. But if I tell you to subscribe, if I tell you to like, I'm telling you what to do. I'm not trusting the fact that you have a mental faculty that works quite well. Quite well. And I don't want to tell you to do that. Because if you want to do that, you're going to do it. And so that's why you'll never hear me say, at this point, like, subscribe, notify. And about the notification thing, I drop a lot of videos in succession because of how I record and I have to upload. And you know, you could preset it to upload on a different day. And I might experiment more with that. But I'm trying to learn how to do this whole YouTube thing. So that's why you'll go to sleep with and wake up with 15 videos dropped, 24 videos dropped. Because I'm still trying to learn how to do this thing. So if you want to be notified, but I'm not telling you what to do. Because you're a grown adult with a functioning life. So you don't need me to tell you what to do. But I will tell you this. Where I live at in this part of the world, it's customary when we go out to eat that we tip the server. Whether the service is good or bad, it's customary to tip them. Have you ever had a server ask you to give them a tip? If you did, they're a bad server. Now, I'm saying that because it's a customary thing where I live. So I'm only speaking about where I live. But that has also influenced me because on a lot of YouTube channels I've watched, everybody does that. And sometimes in the comment section, people say, you know what, I'm glad you said that because I forgot. I forgot to subscribe. I forgot to like. I forgot to notify. I forgot to comment. But I don't want to do that personally because I know you're going to do what you want to do. And I respect that. I had a few comments where people said things and I didn't really agree with them. And that's the nice way of me saying that. But you know what? I learned from them. I do a video where I call my white beans white bean gumbo. And I started experimenting with using smoked turkey necks. And somebody made a comment that was very graphic. And they didn't really give an explanation. And I thought about what they said. And I said, you know, from their point of view, I could learn something from this. Maybe they're vegan. Maybe they're vegan. Maybe they're not from my area. They're not from my culture. They're not from my city. And that's why their comment was so graphic when they saw a neck of an animal skinned and in the pot, the stew pot. But I learned from that. And I said, you know, that was really refreshing for them to comment what they did, because it made me even more conscious of just how different my culture is from other people's culture. So I think the channel grew from that. Now I could have got mad and got even and retaliated. Remember what I said? The only fight you win is the one you do not have. That's the only fight you win. So when we're able to diversify by having an exchange of ideas, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. You're learning about my culture watching this content. You're learning about me and my family watching this content. And I learn about you through you commenting. You know, I learn about you through what you say about your culture. I made a perfect po' boy video and I had someone comment. They said, man, I don't know how I got this channel recommended, but bro, good content. Keep up the good work. Man, that I was on cloud 9. I had somebody say, hey man, add a chimichurri to that po' boy next time. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. I look at this guy named Jose L. Cook. Jose, Jose. I think it's a dot, then it's EL, then Cook or Cooks. But hey, one of the most therapeutic guys you could watch on TV cooking, you know? And he has a nice chimichurri recipe. I'm gonna try it. I make shrimp and grits. And you know what I did? To make the shrimp portion of the shrimp and grits, I wanted to learn more about the dish. So I researched more about the dish. Now my grits, I'm gonna tell you right now, I make a milk-based grits, and my grits are good. They're good. They are good. You don't need to season them. They're seasoned already. All you need to do is get a big bowl and a big spoon and shovel. That's how good my grits are. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. No, I'm not gonna tell you that story, but just trust me. My grits are good. I think I want to do some Zoom classes where I cook and I show you how to cook, because people want to know how to do certain things. And I'm not opposed to doing that. So let me know in the comment section, if you'd like to learn what dish you'd like to learn. And if it's something I know how to cook, I'll be more than happy to show you. But I'm gonna tell you this, I'm not the kind of guy that cooks that is a master of everything. I'm not, that's not me. That's not me. And I'm not trying to take anything from anybody else who is, but I'm not a master of every dish. But I do have a few signature dishes that I do. And most people that eat some of my food, they'll ask me what's in it. And I tell them, and they're like, no way. The only seasoning you use is salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper? Yeah, that's it. I don't use a lot of the pre-bottled seasonings. I don't use it. I don't use meat tenderizer, kitchen bouquet, Lawry's. I don't use that stuff. TC, Tony Sashram, I don't use it. Have I used it? Yes. But I don't use it currently. But look, if you want me to cook with Tony's, I'll show you how to cook with Tony's. If you want me to show you how to cook with Papa Earl's, I'll show you how to cook with Papa Earl's. I can use it, but I just prefer not to use it at this point in my life. So that's what I want you to know. But back to success, I feel Pause and Play NOLA is a success. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because of you. Because of you. But it's also a success because every day, Pause and Play NOLA go to work, we put content out, and we're giving you a chance to watch a piece of what we do. So our success comes from our effort to be successful. And our success comes from you supporting what we're doing. Viewers like you. You could have the best baseball, football, basketball, soccer, volleyball, tennis team in the world, but without those people in the stands, they're not successful from that side of it because they don't have the base to support them. They could be the best at what they do, but if you're not supporting them, they're missing a portion of it. So if I confused you, I'm sorry. Let me know in the comment section. But I want you to know the channel is a success because of the efforts we put forth to create content. But the channel is also a success because of your efforts. Because of your efforts. So we call that a team. It's a team win, a team success. I rode my bike Friday for 20 miles. I rode my bike Saturday for 20 miles. I rode it Sunday for 20 miles. And now I'm riding it Monday for 20. And you know what? That is a success. But if you can't ride a bike, don't let what I'm doing make you feel like you're not successful. If you don't have a YouTube page, don't make my YouTube page make you feel like you're not successful. Start a YouTube page. Start it. You don't have to know what you're going to talk about. Just record. You can come outside and just record stuff. You ain't got to say a word. You know why you haven't seen me on camera? And this is the truth. The reason you've never seen me on camera is because I want you to connect with the channel through the content, not through my face, not through my voice. That's why I use my fake Cajun accent, because I want you to see who I am through the content not through the way my voice is. My wife does resin work. She does resin work. My wife paints. My wife is a polyglot. I hope I said that right. And she does a lot of stuff really well, really well. She's also one of the toughest people I know. But I was looking at some of her YouTube videos because I didn't know she made the page. I told her I was going to help her with it. And I'm like, this girl is talented. She's talented. She's talented. No questions asked. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the resin that she does, it's like she's cheating you by not showing you her talent. Because just like she picked it up and she got good with it and she's learning how to get better, you could do the same thing. And so with her page on resin, she's going to teach you how to do that. Some of the best advice I got was just start filming. And you know what? I kid you not. 1 month into filming, y'all have proved, excuse me, you all have proved that this channel is a success. And that's what I'm thankful for. That's what I'm thankful for. That's why I'm doing this celebratory bike ride and talking to you about success. Because you're a success, you can help someone else to be a success. How do you do it? Through what y'all are doing for the channel, through supporting it. That's how you help, through philanthropy, like Shaquille O'Neal, giving back. That's how you show others how to be successful. So, what's the takeaways from this video? Your success is defined by you first. You cannot get success from other people. It has to come from you. And because you're a productive member of society, you are an automatic success. And now you need to be the success through what you do. Don't let others cause you to have insecurities that stops you from being successful. I want to tell you a little story about when I was young. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. When I was younger, I would go to school and we would pick sports, captains, one person, and then you pick the team. I wasn't always picked first, second, third, or fourth. But you know what? I played my butt off. When I went to the park with my ball and I didn't get picked, I didn't cry and take my ball and went home. I waited for my shot to play. When I got a chance to play, I gave it my all, whether we was winning or losing. But that's just me. That's just me. That's who I am. You think I wanted to ride the bike Friday for 20 miles? I sure did not. Saturday? Sure did not. Sunday? Sure did not. Monday? Sure did not. Tuesday? I really didn't. So I did my 100 miles. How you like that? How you like that? I did my 100 miles. I got about 5 miles to my house, but I did my 100 miles. How you like that? I've been riding this levee right here for 3 years, and I wanted to do 100 miles every week. And I never did 1 week with 100 miles. I did one ride with 75, but then I saw some friends of mine and I said, man, I'm gonna just ride with them. But if I wouldn't have did that, I would have did my 100 miles in one go. But anyway, that didn't happen. Didn't happen. But today, y'all are gonna experience something that I've yet to do, and that's ride 100 miles in a row. So thank y'all for coming. Thanks for watching. Now you see that young man that was right there that passed? He's got one of those fancy carbon fiber bicycles, carbon fiber helmet, carbon fiber shorts and bib. And that's good. That's good. Because he's competing against himself right now. Right now, I'm competing against myself. And you know what? We're winning. We're winning. When you compete, compete against yourself. I don't know if I made it on the video or not, but I'm gonna tell you about one of my most favorite tennis players of all time. And I'm gonna tell you this. She's lost a few matches, but I've never seen her lose. Never. I've never seen her lose. Now, I've seen her not play her best, but I've never seen her lose. Because the only time she's lost is when she didn't play her best. And that's why I always have believed it and said it. Don't teach your kids to be the best, because they can't be the best. They can be their best, and you could teach them to be their best, but don't teach them to be the best. Because when you compete, there's always going to be somebody better. But if you're your best, that's all you need to be. Be your best. Don't try to be the best. That's why some of the best, when they compete and they lose, they become unsportsmanlike. That's why you have what's called sportsmanship. To help people who've competed and lost to be a good sport. How you doing? But if you are your best and you lose in a competition, you did your best. You have nothing to be ashamed about. You have nothing to be hurt about. Yeah, you could be disappointed. But you have nothing to feel inferior about, because you did your best. Let's prove it with this analogy that most of us know. If you buy me something and you give it to me, and I'm like, you know, I got 3 of these. I really don't need it. That's gonna hurt your feelings. And I'm gonna be like, no, look, I got 10 of them. It's the thought that counts. And maybe you said it, it's the thought that counts. Or maybe you told that to your kids. Left side, thanks so much. Maybe you told that to your kids, it's the thought that counts. You know? So if it's really the thought that counts, why doesn't that apply for other things? Because it's the thought that counts. Now I'm gonna tell you, I lost my train of thought passing by those people. So you might have to make the dots connect on that for your own self, about the thought that counts. All right, brother, keep it up. About the thought that counts. Yep. Man, don't you hate when that happens? But I'm getting old, y'all know that. How y'all doing? So legs are feeling good. Arms feeling good. Knees feeling good. Beautiful day in the city. No humidity. Barely sweating, if any. It's not like this often. Prayers are with the folks in Florida for sure. Hopefully they heed the warning and get to higher ground, evacuate. And condolences for the people that have perished as a result of Hurricane Helene all the way up the East Coast. But the good thing about humanity is we're strong, we're resilient, we're tough. Hey, and we know how to rebuild. But you can't replace life. I'm gonna stop the video right now because I gotta check my phone to see if I got this important call that I've been waiting on. Because the repairman for my washing machine, he's supposed to be coming today. So I need to check on that. And hello, how's it going?